Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're plunging into a world where imperfections are not just tolerated, but actually celebrated
Mm.
and meticulously crafted. You
Mhm.
know that feeling? Like when a slightly warped record just sings to you, or maybe a grainy old photo somehow holds more truth than a pixel-perfect digital image.
Absolutely, that kind of warmth.
Yeah. Well, we're exploring an audio phenomenon that harnesses that exact sentiment, the Chase Bliss Generation Loss pedal.
A really interesting piece of gear.
Totally. So our mission for this deep dive is to understand how this truly unique pedal transforms the subtle and
Yeah.
sometimes, well, not so subtle, degradation of old videotapes.
Right, VHS tapes specifically.
Exactly, into a highly coveted musical effect. It's really a journey into the heart of sonic nostalgia and, I guess, intentional decay.
Yeah, and what's truly fascinating here, I think, is how this isn't just another guitar effect, you know?
Right.
It's a deliberate recreation of an entire experience, the
Mhm.
very specific sonic signature of VHS tapes degrading over time.
So not just the sound, but the whole package.
Pretty much. This pedal isn't just about sound. It's about capturing a cultural artifact, a tangible piece of media history, and making it a vital part of the modern musical palette.
Huh.
It really mirrors a broader cultural shift we see, in art and media towards valuing, well, imperfection.
That's a great observation.
Yeah.
And the name itself, Generation Loss, kind of hints at this story.
Yeah.
It's quite counterintuitive, though.
It is, yeah.
What exactly is generation loss in its original sense?
Yeah.
And why on earth would any musician want to inject that into their pristine audio? It feels like we're actively seeking out the flaw.
You've hit on the core paradox, really. In its original context, generation loss refers to the inevitable loss of fidelity, the quality that occurs when any analog signal, especially videotape, is repeatedly copied.
Like a photocopy of a photocopy.
Exactly that. Imagine making a photocopy of a photocopy. Each iteration gets fuzzier, loses detail, picks up noise. That's generation loss.
Okay.
So the pedal, which was first conceived by Tom Majeski of Cooper FX and then developed with Chase Bliss back in 2018.
Right, the first version.
Yeah, that V1. It was specifically designed to capture those warm, nostalgic imperfections of VHS recordings. We're talking about subtle elements like wow and flutter,
Right.
that wavering pitch instability unique to tape.
That warble.
That warble, yeah. Along with added noise, specific filtering, and natural compression. The genius was finding a way to apply all those characteristics to any audio source.
Any source, not just guitar.
Anything. Synths, vocals, drums, full mixes. Turning a technical problem into an artistic solution.
So it's a conscious rejection of, like, pristine, sterile digital sound. It's about creating intentional, artful flaws
Precisely.
that completely challenges our usual goals in audio production.
Right.
It's almost like the wabi-sabi philosophy applied to sound.
Absolutely. It is a perfect analogy. Wabi-sabi celebrates beauty in imperfection, transience, and natural decay. The generation loss taps directly into that.
Huh.
Unlike traditional modulation pedals that strive for clarity or, perfectly symmetrical effects.
Yeah, like a perfect chorus or flanger.
Exactly. This pedal combines a complex interplay of vibrato, unique filtering, compression, and noise to emulate that very specific, imperfect experience of audio on aging VHS tapes.
Right.
It's an artistic choice, valuing the character and emotional resonance of decay over technical flawlessness.
It makes sense when you put it like that.
And this isn't isolated to audio, right? Think about how many photographers prefer the organic grain of film to digital sharpness.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Or how the crackle of vinyl is often preferred by audiophiles over sterile digital tracks.
Mhm.
The generation loss taps into this sort of primal appreciation for authenticity and human touch, even in its flaws, making it more than just an effect, but a profound artistic statement.
That concept really challenges traditional ideas of audio perfection. It sounds incredibly unique. But okay, how does a pedal actually do that?
It laughs slightly.
Right.
The magic box.
Yeah. How does it move beyond just making sound bad to making it beautifully degraded? What are the key features under the hood? The things that let it simulate everything from a subtle tape wobble to those truly seasick sounds.
Well, it's a masterclass in engineering, really. It's about precisely controlling elements of randomness and imperfection.
Okay.
The pedal leverages several specific technical features to get that authentic degradation. First, there's pitch modulation.
The wow and flutter thing.
Exactly. But this isn't just a simple vibrato. It's designed to create random or cyclical warble that accurately simulates the kind of tape flutter you'd hear on an old, slightly misaligned VCR.
Ah, So it's not just predictable up and down.
No, no, it's about introducing instability in a musical way. It has to feel right, feel like actual tape.
This is not just making the pitch go up and down randomly, but doing it in a way that feels organic and, well, tape-like.
Exactly. Then we have filtering. This involves a very specific bandwidth reduction.
This is cutting highs and lows.
Sort of, but it's designed to mimic the lo-fi frequency response and limited fidelity inherent in consumer-grade VHS recordings. It's more nuanced than just a simple EQ cut.
How so?
Well, the pedal emulates the specific, often nonlinear ways those older circuits would shape the frequency response. It gives it a unique character you can't just get from a standard filter, you know? It subtly colors the sound in a very particular way.
So it's not just about removing frequencies, but how those frequencies were removed by the original medium. That's a subtle but important distinction.
Precisely. And then, building on that, there's compression and saturation.
Okay.
These work together to soften transients, the initial sharp attack of a sound, like
Yeah.
the pluck of a guitar string or the snap of a snare.
Right, the sharp bits.
Yeah. By softening them, it emulates the natural characteristics of analog tape and those consumer-grade audio circuits and older recording gear. It gives it that distinct, squashed, or almost velvety feel.
I think I know that sound.
And to complete the illusion, noise is crucial.
Ah, the hiss.
The hiss. But it's adjustable, carefully sculpted hiss. It's designed to be musical rather than merely irritating, you know? It really sells the idea of a worn-out tape playing back.
Like the right amount of film grain in a photo.
Exactly like that. It adds to the atmosphere.
Okay, but Chase Bliss is renowned for its, like, super granular control over complex effects. Applying that level of precision to something inherently about randomness and degradation, that seems like a fascinating paradox. How do they reconcile that?
That's where the true innovation lies, I think. The Generation Loss features Chase Bliss's signature advanced control options, letting users sculpt that imperfection with incredible detail.
So you can control the chaos.
In a way, yes. This includes ramp expression control, which is their unique digital control of analog circuits.
Right, digital brain, analog heart.
Exactly. So you get the best of both worlds. The warmth and character of a true analog sound path, but with the precision, the recalability, and the dynamic movement you usually only find in digital effects.
Meaning you can make things change over time.
Yes, you can make parameters evolve slowly or jump suddenly, all within the analog domain. And of course, the ever-present dip switches on the back.
Yes, the dip switches. Always a deep dive with those.
Always. They offer deep configuration for modulation shapes, ranges, and how different parameters interact. This level of programmability gives you incredible depth and granular control over the effect's character.
So you can really dial in exactly how much degradation you want, from just a hint of vintage warmth to complete sonic chaos.
Absolutely.
What kind of creative applications does this wide range open up then?
Well, that's a great question because the tonal characteristics genuinely range from subtle, like adding just a slight warmth and wobble for a vintage tape feel, all the way to extreme, producing truly seasick pitch shifts, crushed bandwidth, and noisy lo-fi chaos.
Wow.
And this versatility means it works equally well for guitar, synths, vocals, even full mixes. It's become a powerful and unique studio tool that really transcends a single instrument.
So you could use it on anything, really.
Pretty much. I've heard it used to make a brand new digital recording sound like it was, unearthed from some dusty archive. Gives it instant vibe.
It sounds incredibly versatile, really stretching the boundaries of what an effects pedal can do. So how has this pedal evolved? And what kind of impact has it had since that original release? It clearly struck a chord, quickly becoming something of a legend.
It absolutely did. The original Generation Loss, now often called V1, was released in 2018. It was a limited run, a collaboration between Chase Bliss and Tom Majeski of Cooper FX.
And it came in that standard Chase Bliss compact format.
Yeah, the compact box, packed with their dip switch programmability. And the story goes that Tom spent just countless hours experimenting with actual VCRs.
Like breaking VCR.
Well, maybe not breaking them intentionally all the time, but definitely playing and even abusing tapes to capture those specific cherished sounds of degradation. Apparently, there were moments of frustration, almost giving up.
I can imagine.
Until he finally cracked the code to getting that perfectly imperfect sound just right in a pedal format.
Wow.
And it quickly sold out, became highly sought after on the used market almost immediately. That really established its cult status among, experimental and ambient musicians.
And after that initial success, an updated version followed, right?
Yeah.
Building on that legacy.
Yes, exactly. The Generation Loss MKII arrived in 2021.
Okay.
It was re-engineered after Cooper FX transitioned,
Yeah.
and it really became a flagship Chase Bliss pedal. It featured significant expansions.
Like what? What were the big changes?
Most notably, stereo I/O. That was a huge upgrade for many users, especially those working with synths or in studio environments.
Ah, right. Makes sense.
It also gained preset storage offering 16 via MIDI, which allows for deep integration with other gear, complex automation,
Very useful.
and 4 presets accessible right on the pedal itself for quick recall. And on top of that, it brought even more expanded controls for nuanced VHS degradation, plus more flexible filtering and noise shaping capabilities. These enhancements just made it a truly versatile and, for many, indispensable tool. It really solidified its place in the Chase Bliss catalog.
It's clear it's a powerful tool,
Yeah.
but who exactly is embracing this intentional imperfection?
Where-
You mentioned ambient and experimental guys.
Yeah.
But how has it shaped the music world since its inception? Can you give us a sense of its sonic fingerprint in practice?
Sure. Well, it became a cult favorite among those experimental and ambient musicians, artists who are always pushing boundaries. Take someone like Nels Cline from Wilco.
Oh, yeah.
He's known for using Chase Bliss pedals for texture.
Huh.
With the Generation Loss, he might run a clean guitar signal through it, dial in a subtle warble and hiss to evoke the sound of, say, a forgotten soundtrack. Adds layers of emotional depth to his improvisations.
Interesting.
Similarly, ambient and lo-fi producers use it constantly to age-clean digital tracks. They might take a pristine digital synth pad and boom, with the Generation Loss, instantly transform it into something that sounds like it was lifted from a worn-out cassette tape found in an attic.
Instant character.
Instant warmth and character, exactly. And shoegaze and experimental guitarists also employ it heavily to create those warbly, dreamy, nostalgic soundscapes that are so characteristic of their genres.
Right, that sort of hazy sound.
Precisely. Its reputation really spread beyond just guitar players, finding significant use in modular synth setups and full-scale studio production. It's become a go-to for adding that authentic vintage vibe.
So it really crossed boundaries.
It really did. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, the Generation Loss truly solidified Chase Bliss as a leader in what we might call conceptual pedals.
Conceptual pedals.
Yeah, effects that don't just mimic classic sounds like an old amp or a fuzz pedal, but model entire cultural artifacts like a degraded VHS tape.
Huh. That's a neat way to put it.
It sparked a significant trend in lo-fi nostalgia pedals across the industry. It definitely influenced other builders to explore tape, vinyl, and other forms of sonic degradation.
So it was influential beyond its own sales.
Very much so. Today, the original V1 units are highly collectible, fetching premium prices on the used market.
I bet.
While the MKAI remains one of Chase Bliss's best-selling and most celebrated designs, it's truly one of the most influential lo-fi pedals of the 21st century. It demonstrates how sometimes embracing the flaw can be the most innovative path forward.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener? We've seen how the Chase Bliss Generation Loss is, well, more than just a pedal. It's like a time machine for sound, a meticulous recreation of the imperfections of VHS-era media. It takes that subtle, tape-like warmth, the seasick warble, the noisy chaos, and puts it right into your hands,
Yeah.
allowing you to imbue your music with a deeply nostalgic and evocative character that feels both aged and somehow incredibly fresh at the same time.
And maybe this raises an important question for you to consider. In an age where digital perfection is not only easily achievable, but often relentlessly pursued.
Right, cleaner is better, usually.
Usually. What does it tell us about ourselves and about art that we so actively seek out and celebrate the beauty in degradation, nostalgia, and imperfection? How does embracing the flaw not only unlock new avenues for creativity, but also maybe deepen our connection to the sounds and stories of the past?
That's definitely something to mull over as you listen to your favorite tunes. Perhaps you'll never hear that static or subtle warble the same way again. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the fascinating world of sonic imperfection.